afternoon. All right, we are started.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Nathan Payne, and I am with the Activities Programming Board, who is here to sponsor one of the most mind-bending, mind-reading, whatever you thought you knew, Christopher Carter already knew it. He is ready, and he is going to leave you in shock, in awe for months to come. And a show that you never thought possible is about to happen right here. So without further ado, Christopher Carter.
All right. Well, welcome everybody. It's exciting for me to be here with all of you, and I'm going to explain to you a little bit about how the show is going to work tonight. The first thing you need to know is that normally we do this strictly on Zoom, and so all of you watching would be on Zoom with me. But because we've discovered over the course of a semester that more people watch when we broadcast this on YouTube, I decided to invite a number of people who you see right now, that's everybody here in front of us, to be part of the show. These are the people whose minds we're going to be messing with, but well, not only them, also you. Even when you're watching on the YouTube stream, you'll still have a chance to be part of the show, and I'll explain how that works as it goes on. But in the meantime, what is this show about? Well, think of me as a cross between being a magician and an FBI profiler. Some of what I do involves reading people psychologically. Some of it involves using tools of influence to shape what they're going to say and do. And some of it's just so weird you won't know what the hell to call it. So with that in mind, let's get started. And I am going to feature one of you. Thea, I'd like you to turn your mic on for me. And while you do that, I'm going to go around and spotlight myself so that I'm nice and big and everybody who's watching will have a chance to see. But first of all, welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Excellent. Thea, a big question for you. What year in school are you?
I'm a freshman.
And what do you study?
I'm studying psychology.
And would you say that you have a powerful mind or that you're weak-willed and easily manipulated?
I wish that I had a more powerful mind, but I'm
Well, you know what,
easily...
Thea, we are going to put you to the test because I have a pack of cards right here, and they're going to stay in front of you the entire time. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to try to manipulate the hell out of you for the next couple of minutes. So you are going to play a game, and all I want you to do is play along. Oh, in addition to this, I have an invisible pack of cards. Imagine that I'm throwing them through the camera to you, and you just grab one and take them out of the pack and shuffle the hell out of them. Make sure they're well mixed. And then spread them face toward yourself so that you're the only one who can see the cards in front of you. Have you done that, Thea?
Yeah.
Excellent. Now here's your question. Are you a person who typically dreams in color, or do you dream more in black and white?
Color.
Good. This tells me how to influence you. Imagine touching your finger to one of those cards. It's got to be either red or black. So out loud for everybody who's watching, what color is it, red or black?
Red.
Red. Now, red cards come in two varieties. You have diamonds and you have hearts. You tell me, Thea, is it a diamond or is it a heart?
Heart.
It's a heart. Now, there are 13 hearts, ace through king. Thea, it could be any damn one of these. It's up to you. You're about to tell us which one you think it is. Now, what I'd like you to do in your mind is just imagine turning it face down and placing it back in with all the face-up cards. 13 different hearts. If you want to change your mind, I will give you a chance. But which heart is it?
The third one.
The third heart. Well, the three of hearts?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Thea, I said I'd give you a chance to change your mind. This is it. It's the only chance I'm going to give you. You can stick with the three of hearts if you want. But if you want, you can change it to any of the other hearts. It's up to you. Keep it or change it.
Keep it.
Keep three of hearts as your final answer.
Yeah.
Yes, excellent. Because Thea, these have been in front of you throughout this entire game. And there's something I do want to show you because it's very important. You imagined spreading the cards in front of you. And you imagined taking one of those cards and flipping it face down in with all of the face up cards. And before you had had a chance to do that, Thea, I had already done that to one card. You could have chosen any card you want. You chose the three of hearts, is that correct? Yes, Thea?
Yep.
Thea, that is a damn good choice.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to cancel the spotlight
Holy
so that
crap.
everybody can see all of this. And This is a good opportunity for me to explain to everybody here what this show is all about, because really it's all about me messing with you. And I know that we have a lot of people who are watching us on YouTube as well. Let's take this to another level. My helpers on screen with me and my helpers in the audience, everybody take your hands and clasp them together with your fingertips intertwined. Intertwine those fingers, press those palms together, extend your index fingers like a little steeple, and still keeping the palms pressed tight. Separate just the tips of your fingers, about 2 inches. Now, don't take your eyes off the middle of the fingers. Just look right in between the fingers and focus. Really try to visualize this. Imagine I'm coming up to you, and imagine that I'm wrapping around the tip of your fingers right now a big, fat, red rubber band. See it go tight around the tip of your fingers, and see that big, fat, red rubber band start to pull the tips of your fingers closer and closer together. And yeah, that really will start to move. So keep visualizing that big, fat, red rubber band as it pulls them closer and closer, tighter and tighter, tighter and closer until just maybe they touch. Now, I've done this for a reason. It tells me who I'm most likely to be able to work with. And I see, as I look at the screen here, that that is going to be Grace. So Grace, let's work with you. First question for you, Grace. I have an opportunity here to show you a couple of scenes I have. You have me in this large screen, and then you also have a little bit of a split screen scene. So you can see me in the middle and then a little pad in front of you. You can see all of that clearly, Grace?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, and there are 2 other things that I want to show you. Pair of silver dollars. Let me explain to you what these silver dollars are all about. When I was a kid, on my birthday, my great uncle Bud used to visit, and he would play a game where he carried 2 silver dollars with him, and he would rattle around in his pocket and bring out his hand, and he would have either 1 or 2. And if I guessed right, I got to keep whatever was in his hand. Well, in this case, you are going to get to keep or see what is behind here. You notice there's a little question mark right there. Whoops, and it fell right down. But I'm going to have you play for the opportunity to see what is behind that. Now, I'm going to make myself nice and big so that everybody in the audience can see this very, very clearly. But Grace, this is a test of your intuition. We're going to do this best 2 out of 3. I'm bringing the hands into the pocket, giving it a quick shake, bringing my hands around. Grace, this is your first try. I'll give you 2 out of 3. Do you think I have 1 silver dollar in my hand, or do you think I have 2?
2.
2. Oh, no, I'm so sorry, Grace. We just have the 1. Well, not everybody is equally intuitive, Grace, so that's okay. Let's try this again. But this time, Grace, instead of following your intuition, analyze it. I'm going to shake my hand up. The first time was wrong, but the second time, maybe you're going to get it right. Do I have 1 or 2?
I'm going to say 2 again.
You said 2 again. And Grace, excellent. This time, you got it right. So now we're working on 50-50, Grace. Let's work for that final 1. It's going to go back into the pocket, give it a shake. I bring my hand out. Do I have 1 or 2?
2. 2.
2. Oh, no. I'm so sorry, Grace. I only have the 1. Well, Grace, I lied to you just a little bit. I'm going to show you my main camera view because I want you to see this really big. This has not been about how you guess. This has been about how I try to influence what you say. Think about this. Your first guess was wrong, your second guess was right, and your third guess was wrong. And Grace, that's because I made you get the first guess wrong, the second guess right, and the third guess wrong. So Grace, what have we learned about you? Well, the main thing we have learned about you, Grace, is that I know how to push the buttons and get you to say and do a few things I want you to say and do. So let's take this up quite a little bit more. Grace, do you have any idea what is inside this bag right here?
No.
All right, well, this is about time for me to show you. I'm gonna go back to the split screen right here. What is inside this bag, Grace, is a block of wood with a very, very nasty nail sticking through it. Now, Grace, I think we could agree that if for any reason my hand were to be slammed down on top of that nail, that would be a really bad day for me. Well, here's the nature of the game. First of all, Grace, we are going to start by placing it in the bag. Secondly, Grace, I want to introduce bag number 1, bag number 2 rather, bag number 3, and not to be outdone, bag number 4. Grace, I'm going to make me really big on this so that everybody who's watching can see this. And let me just go back to speaker view so that everybody can see me. Grace, here's the nature of the game. 4 bags. One of them contains that nasty spike. The other three contain just a little block of wood, nothing more. And if I were to bring my hand down on top of those blocks of wood, nothing would happen. Now, here's the game. I want to go to main camera so that you don't see this while it happens. But I'm giving them a good, thorough little mix. Grace, you are going to decide which one of these I slam my hand down onto. And I'm going to try to control your choices so that I do not get impaled, because if I do, Grace, that would suck. Now, Grace, out loud for everybody, do you understand the rules of the game yet?
Yes.
Excellent. There is a catch. I'm going to be trying to influence your choices throughout this entire game. Every time I ask you to make a choice, I will give you a chance to change it. We'll call this one bag number 1. Grace, this is bag number 2, this is bag number 3, and this is bag number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 3, 2, 1. Follow your gut. Which one do I slam my hand down onto?
1.
1. Okay, so here is bag number 1. Grace, I always give people a chance to change their mind. Do you want to keep it or change it for another?
Keep it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Grace, 1 down, 3 to go. It's going to get a little bit more scary for me, so I'm going to make it a little tougher for you. Listen carefully. These words are loaded. They're designed to influence your choice. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 3, 3, 1, 2. Out loud, which one do I slam my hand down onto? Tell us all.
3.
3. Grace, remember I said I'd give you a chance to change your mind. You can stick with 3, or you can trade it in for another. Keep it or change it.
Keep it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Grace, excellent choice. And now, Grace, we are down to the wire. There are only 2 bags left. I could slam my hand down on 1, or I could slam my hand down on 2. You tell me, which one should it be?
1.
1. Grace, remember I give that chance to change your mind. Keep it or change it.
Change it.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Grace. Every single day, Grace, people make choices that they regret for the rest of their lives. And I am particularly happy that on this day, Grace, you made the right one. And so, everybody, please give Grace a huge round of applause for her help. And for all of you in the audience, we're going to move on to the next phase. One of the things I want to share with everybody, and I'm just going to change my camera view so that we can see it, is an interest that I've had for a long, long time. I've always been interested in what some people call paranormal experiences. And one of my favorite paranormal experiences involves a little pendulum. And so for all of you who are with me on Zoom and everybody who's watching on YouTube, I want you to see if you can find something that you can create a little pendulum. In this case, I just tied a string onto a set of keys. You could remove a shoelace from a shoe and tie something with a little weight to the end. You could use a lanyard. Now, you don't have to have one, but if you do, later on in the performance, I've got something incredibly cool. But I also want to try something with everybody who's watching on YouTube. To introduce this segment of the show, I'm going to try to project a thought to all of you, not just my 7 who are with me, but all of you who are watching on YouTube. I'm going to concentrate on a 2-digit number, and I'm going to try to mentally project it out over the television, over the computer screen, whatever you are watching on over your device, and you're going to try to guess it. So I'm going to focus on a 2-digit number. I'm going to give you a few clues because I know you're beginners at this. It is between 10 and 50. And it is an odd number. In fact, both digits are odd, but they're not the same digit. So it's not 33. You can ignore that. I'm concentrating on it right now. And when I say go, just let a 2-digit number like that pop into your brain. And go. Now, I'm very curious, and I'll see by show of hands with my people who are watching this, but I also want the people who are watching on YouTube to just maybe answer in the comments. If you guessed my number, 37, I would like you to just go ahead and put that in the comments. For all of you who are on Zoom with me, if you guess my number 37, give me a hand wave, because that tells me who we're likely to be able to work with. Excellent. So this is all about reading people's body language. Connor, I'm going to have you be officially number 1 for what we're about to try. So go ahead and unmute yourself. And Thea, I'm going to have you be officially number 2 for what we're about to try. Abby, you'll be number 3. Haley, you'll be number 4. And Lucas, you're going to be number 5. And oh, there's something else that I do want to watch, everybody. So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight myself and move into a close-up view so that not only all of you guys can see this, but everybody who's watching on YouTube. First thing you need to know is that this is a genuine pack of cards. They're all there. In addition to that, we are going to start by giving them a good, thorough mix before we begin. Now, I don't know how many of you are poker players, but we are going to play a poker game together. So helper number 1, just say hello to me again.
Hello.
All right, I am going to count off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. Hold these up to the screen. It'll take a little while for the glare to come off. Can you see all of them?
Can you move it down just a little bit?
You bet.
Okay.
Good. I would like you to think of one of them. You don't have to say it out loud. In fact, I don't want you to say it out loud, but I also don't want you to forget it. So feel free to write it down if you have something near you, or say it in your mind a time or 2 or 3, just as long as you know you have it in your head. Do you have it?
Yep.
Excellent. Number 2, say hello to me.
Hey.
Hey, excellent. Here's got another 5. If you would please look at that batch, think of one of those. Tell me when you have it clearly in your mind.
8 of hearts.
Oh, I don't want you to tell me.
Oh.
I don't want you to tell me what it is. You can
Sorry.
rethink of another. It doesn't have to be that one, but it can
Okay.
be. Do you have one in your head?
Yeah.
Good. Say it in your mind a time or 2 or 3. I don't want you to forget it. Number 3, helper number 3. I'm going to hold a new batch out. That looks like 5. Would you look at and please concentrate on one of those? Tell me when you have it.
Got it.
Excellent. And number 4, I will do the same thing for you. That looks like 5. Let's get those so that the glare is out of the way. Can you see those and think of one? Tell me when you have one.
Got it.
Good. And finally, helper number 5. This goes for you. That looks like another 5. Tell me when you have one.
I got it.
Excellent. Because this is all about reading people's body language. I'm going to remove my spotlight and take us all into gallery view so that everybody who's watching can see us. I'm also going to move into a large camera view because they're going to be watching your body language as we do this. Let me just give these a really good, thorough shuffle, and I'm going to read through them out loud. Now, this is what's going to happen. As I read through, you're going to listen to see if you hear me call out the name of your particular card. And if you do, I don't want you to say anything out loud, but I do want you to respond in your mind. You'll just simply say, yes, that was it. Don't say anything out loud, but in your mind. Now, if people are watching, they should be able to see you on screen, and they should be able to see some visual representation of that thought, a little shift in your body, maybe a shift in your eyes. I won't have a chance to look at you, but I'm going to give them a chance to see it. So just listen carefully. I'll read through. If you hear yours, say, yes, I heard it. Well, okay, we've got a 3 of spades, an 8 of hearts. Don't say anything out loud. King of clubs, 5 of diamonds, 6 of spades. We have a 9 of clubs, a 2 of diamonds, a 5 of spades, a queen of hearts, and a jack of clubs. All right, that should be good enough. I think that was about a dozen. Helper number 1, have you heard your card named so far?
Yes.
Excellent. In that case, I'm going to spotlight you so that everybody can see you really, really easily. Let me go ahead and spotlight you for everyone. And this should make it visual for them. It's your body language we're going to be reading. So look toward the screen. Don't say anything, but look and listen. Think of whether yours is a red one or a black one. I'm going to tell you what I see right now as I look at you. I saw your eyes shift a little bit when I said black. I believe it is a black one. Am I correct about that, Connor?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Now think of whether it's a picture card or a number card. Picture card's a Jack, Queen, King. Number card is everything else. So think of whether it's a picture or a number. Picture, number. You're getting good at this. It's a number card. Am I right about this? Yes, number cards come in odds and evens. Look at me, think odd or even. That's too easy for me. It's an odd numbered card. Am I right about this? Think of the suit, think club or spade. It's not a spade, is it? Yeah, I thought so. Don't say anything, but look and listen. Ace, 2, 3. You just gave it to me. Connor, if it is a 3 of spades, say yes.
Yes.
Excellent. So let's go ahead and remove your spotlight, make this so that everybody else can see us. Go back to gallery view. Helper number 2, say hello to me again.
Hello.
Excellent. Thea, I read through a handful. Have you heard your card mentioned so far?
No.
All right. Look toward the camera, and I'm going to go through this much more quickly with you. Think of whether it is red or black or red. I see a little shift when I said red, but it's very tiny. I think it's a red one. Am I correct about this?
Yeah.
Excellent. Think of whether it's a picture card. Oh, you're too easy. It's a picture card. Am I correct about this, Thea?
Yeah.
Think of whether it's a diamond. Oh, you just gave it to me. It's a diamond. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, don't say anything. Look, Jack, Queen. I got it. Jack of diamonds.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting down to the wire. I've only got 3 of you left. I'm going to make this a bit more challenging because I've been looking for visual clues. We're going to change it up. I'm going to try to listen to only the tone of your voice. Helper number 3, say hi to me.
Hello.
Excellent. I read through a batch of cards. Did you hear yours yet?
I did not.
You did not. Okay. And I'm going to look away from the camera and I'm going to listen to your voice. And I'm going to ask you some simple yes or no questions. Questions like, is it a red one or is it a black? Now, here's the catch. I want you to answer me each time with the word no, regardless of what the right answer ought to be. So in other words, one of those times you might be lying to me. You'll say no when you should say yes. I'm going to see if I can hear the change in your voice. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Think and listen. Remember the word no. Is it a red card?
No.
Is it a black card?
No.
Is it a red card?
No.
Is it a black card?
No.
It sounds like your voice tightens up a little bit when I said red. This time I do want an honest answer. I think it is red. Am I correct? Yes or no?
Yes, you are.
Okay, good. Now, keep saying no. Is it a picture card?
No.
Is it a number card?
No.
Picture card?
No.
Number card?
No.
I think it's a number card. Am I correct? I want an honest answer.
It is.
Excellent. Think of whether it is a heart or diamond. Answer no. Is it a heart?
No.
Is it a diamond?
No.
I only gave this one try. I could be wrong. I think it is a diamond. Am I correct about this? Yeah, I want an honest answer.
You are not.
Oh, you did finally succeed at lying to me. So I know this much. It's a heart.
Mhm.
I'm only going to listen to you now. When I say go, I want you to just read your way up through all the possible cards, starting with an ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, Jack, Queen, King. A nice, steady, even rhythm. When I say go, you'll start with an ace and just work your way up through all the values. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
All right. Start now.
Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
Stop. Say 6 again.
6,
Say 7 again.
7.
And you told me it was a heart, correct?
Mhm.
I could be way off, but I think I got it. I think you've been thinking of these 6 of hearts. Am I correct?
Yes, you are.
All right. We are down to my last 2. Helper number 4, say hi.
Hi.
And helper number 5, that's you, Lucas. I'll have you unmute yourself. You also say hi.
Hello.
You two, I'm going to try to do this through pure intuition. I'm not going to listen to your tone of voice. I'm not going to watch you for nonverbal cues. Haley, when I read through the cards earlier, did you hear your card named, yes or no?
No.
And Lucas, when I read through the cards earlier, did you hear your card named, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Lucas, look toward the camera. I have to decide whether you would go for a red or a black one. Haley, same thing, red or black. Haley, I think you would go for a red one, but I'm not 100% confident. Is it a red one, yes or no?
Yeah, it is.
And Lucas, I think you would go for a black one. You, I'm pretty confident it's a black one. Am I correct? Yes? Lucas,
Yeah.
yes or no? Good.
Yeah.
Lucas, it's not a picture card, is it?
No.
No, I didn't think so. I think it's a spade, yes?
Yes.
And Haley, I think you've been thinking of a heart, yes?
Yeah.
And here's what I think, Lucas. You'll say in your mind the name of your card. Just in your head, silently, you'll say, I have been thinking of the six of spades, six of spades. It is the six of spades. Yes, Lucas?
Yeah.
And Haley, all through this, I've been hearing your inner voice say ace of hearts. Is it the ace of hearts?
Yeah, it is.
Well, we are well on our way to the more challenging stuff. I don't believe I've had a chance to work with Grace during this next bit. So Grace, we're going to work with you. I'm going to just go ahead and make myself a lot bigger for everybody to see, and also just change the screen a little bit. And Grace, they'll be able to hear your voice. First of all, Grace, you're a student. Do you ever do any reading for pleasure?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. And when you read for pleasure, what's your favorite genre of pleasure reading?
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi. Excellent. I used to be a big sci-fi fan. Well, for me, mysteries. And I just happened to pick one up. By the way, I buy most of my books for pleasure reading at the bargain bin at Barnes & Noble. So this is not in the best shape, but it's a really good book. It's called The Cat Who Went Bananas. And the most important part for us is that it's a very large book, maybe 300 words on an average page. Looks to be about 300 pages in the book, very, very large. So Grace, as I thumb down, I would like you to say stop whenever you want me to.
Stop.
Okay. Now, you have stopped us on page 126 or 127. Of these pages, which would you prefer us to work with, 126 or 127?
127.
127, good. Let me bring this up to the camera so you can see it. It'll take just a little bit for the autofocus to do it, but you can see it in front of you, yes?
Yes.
Good. I'd like you to choose one of those words as a target, but don't say it out loud. And I'm going to ask one thing. I really do want it to be a longer word. So nothing like 6 letters or less. Make it more than 6 letters. But once you have chosen one, just let me know. Do you have one?
Yes.
Excellent. And just for my own curiosity, roughly how many letters are in the word?
Like 9 or 10.
Okay, so it's a big word. That's all I really care about. Grace, I'm going to hold out my hand. Now, the audience can't see you, but I can see your face because I have you all up in a gallery view facing me. So I want you to watch my finger right here, my hand right here. And on that surface, imagine that you are drawing the first letter of your word. Have you seen it?
Yes.
Because I saw your eyes shift. Now, I want to preserve a little drama here. So I am going to write down my guess. I will show it to people in just a second. Grace, your choice. You looked at the word. You have not told me what it is. Tell all of our audience, what is the first letter of your word?
R.
R. And one other thing, Grace, I know my handwriting is a little sloppy. This will come up. Grace, that is exactly what I thought you were going to be thinking of, the letter R. Now, look at my hand and see the last letter, Grace. I will tell you what I saw. I saw your eyes shift up and down. It's sort of a vertical letter. Am I correct about this?
Yes.
But I also saw them go horizontal at the top. It's a T. Am I correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, imagine that all the letters are spinning out of control and just see one random one right there. Did you just see a C?
Yes.
That's what I just saw as well. I see R-E-C. The word I think you're thinking of, you tell me if I'm right, Grace, receptionist.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, let's make this a lot tougher then. I often get asked, is it possible to do this in such a way that I can really dig into your thoughts and pick up very personal things about you? So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of my spotlight. We are all going to be visible to everybody. And we are going to now try to dig into your very, very personal thoughts, starting really with Connor. In fact, let me go to a larger camera view here so that you guys can see this. Connor, I would like you to think of a person's name, but I want this to be very specific. I want you to go back into your childhood and don't say out loud, but think, Connor, of the first name of the first person that you can remember having a crush on way, way, way back when you were a little boy. Doesn't have to be the first one ever, Connor, just the first name that pops into your mind. Do you have a name in your head? All right.
Yeah.
I am going to just have you look at me. When I say go, I want you to say the name in your head, definitely not out loud, but only in your mind. Are you ready, Connor?
Yes.
Think the name now. I'm going to take a guess, and I'm going to ask you only one question. Did this person have darker hair or lighter hair?
Darker.
That's what I thought. Okay, let's try this with Abby. Let's try this with Abby. Abby, I want you to think of a 4-digit number, but here's the catch. It has to be personal or meaningful to you. So no random numbers. I mean, you could maybe have the last 4 of your social security number, the last 4 of your phone number, the last 4 of your credit card number, or just 2 important numbers mashed together, as long as they mean something to you. Abby, do you have a number in mind?
I do.
Look toward the camera, concentrate on it. Think the first digit. I think I got it. Think the second digit. I'm a little less certain about that. The third digit. All right, I think I got it. Think the fourth. I don't think I've got the fourth. It's not a 7, is it?
No.
No, let me go with my other guess. I don't want to show you what it is. We will move that. And finally, Lucas, you're the big finish on this. Rather than me guessing your thoughts, you're going to guess mine. I'm going to try to draw a picture, which I will try to project into your mind. By the way, Lucas, I'm a lousy artist. So if I drew a stick figure dog, you would have no idea what the hell it was. It would just seem like some random experiment gone hideously out of control. So I'm going to stick with simple geometric shapes. I'm going to draw 2 of them, one of them inside of another. So for example, like a square inside of something else, only I'm not going to send you a square. But here's the most important part. They are not going to be the same shapes. Each one is different from the other. So I don't want you to watch my marker while I draw. Close your eyes for a minute. And Lucas, I am drawing the first simple shape right now. Try and zero in on it. I'm inside of that. I'm drawing a completely different shape. All right. I've taken my guess. There's no going back. Connor, I asked you to think of a person's name. I did get an image of a person with darker hair. Tell us out loud, what is the name of the person you were thinking of?
Anne.
Anne. And this question for you. How old were you when you had a crush on Anne?
3.
3. And Abby, I asked for a 4-digit number. What was your 4-digit number?
4232.
4232?
Mhm.
And what is the specific meaning of this number to you?
It has to do with my grandmother. She lives at 4232.
Oh, so your mother has this address.
My
And
grandmother.
finally- Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I apologize. I'm going to now just spotlight this so I'm nice and big. And Lucas, I tried to send you a picture, to imagine, to project an image into your mind. What was the very first shape that popped into your mind, Lucas?
A triangle.
A triangle. Inside of that, I drew something else. What did you see in your mind?
Circle.
A circle inside of a triangle, Lucas. I think this might freak you out. Let me bring this up really, really close. A circle inside a triangle. But Connor, Anne, 3 years old, you said?
Yep.
Yeah, that is absolutely crazy. Do you ever talk to Anne?
No.
Too bad, because if you did, you would tell Anne that I just read your mind. Oh, and by the way, Abby, you said it was your grandmother's address? What's the street name in town?
I don't want to give away the town,
Oh,
but
fair
it's
enough. The street name is fine.
Woodland.
Woodland. So next time that you visit her at 4232 Woodland, tell her that I just read your mind. And let me just go back to gallery view so everybody can see all of us. And let's now move on to the really, really crazy things. For all of you who are watching, whether you're part of the Zoom here or whether you're watching from elsewhere, if you happen to have made for yourself a little pendulum, get that ready. We're going to be working with that really, really soon. So the first thing you need to know about me is that I was a very strange child. I loved weird things. I was the creepy kid who told ghost stories around the campfire. I always loved what I guess you could call paranormal experiences. I never had one, but I always wished I could have one. So for my helpers who are with me on Zoom right now, just raise your hands if you have ever had what you would think of as a paranormal experience. If you have, just give me a hand up. Could be literally anything. Good. Looks like Lucas I saw and Connor I saw. Lucas, unmute yourself and tell us what was the nature of your paranormal experience.
Just like what happened, I guess.
Mhm. What
Um,
happened to you?
Basically, I was sitting on my bed, looking at like vehicles and stuff, and on my laptop, and then I heard like a noise, and I looked over, and it was like almost felt like I was having like an out of body presence kind of.
Okay, so an out-of-body experience. That would scare the hell out of me. I'm not going to lie to you, Lucas. That would scare the crap out of me.
Scared me really bad.
Excellent. Well, I happen to have 5 different paranormal experiences that always captured my imagination. So the first thing I'm going to do, Lucas, is spotlight me so that everybody can see. And second, I'm going to show you something up really, really close. The 5 paranormal experiences that most intrigued me, first was ghosts. My mother always swore that she had seen ghosts, and I always wanted to, I never did. The next was UFOs. I had an uncle who swore up and down that he was abducted by aliens. The next is astral projection, which I think is kind of like what you were describing there, an out-of-body experience. My favorite, psychokinesis, PK, and that's moving objects with the power of the mind. I always thought that would be like, if I had a mutant power, that should be it. And finally, I don't know why people think of it as a paranormal experience, but people who've claimed to have seen Bigfoot, I thought it would be really cool to see Bigfoot. Well, you are going to play a game, and you're going to play for everybody watching, but they get to play along too. It's just that I'll be talking to you and getting your responses. But everybody else, whether you're on Zoom with me or whether you're watching on YouTube, you get to play the game. So here's the game. Lucas, you can choose in your mind to start on either this end or this end of the board. Don't tell me what, but you can start with either ghosts or Bigfoot. And every time I say move, you're going to move from one card to another, just like you might on a board game. And here's the rules. Every time I say move, you move exactly one space to a square that is next to the one you're currently on. So for example, if you start on this side and I say move, well, your next move has to be UFOs. You don't have a choice. But when I say move again, that's when you do get a choice. You can either go back to ghosts or you can move over to astral projection. Doesn't matter which way you go, as long as it's to a space next to the one you're currently on. Are those rules pretty clear to you? Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Now, everybody else, you have to play along as well. Decide in your mind whether you're going to start on ghosts or Bigfoot. And then, whichever one you started on, make your first move now. Now make another move. And now make another move. And from there, make another move. And what the heck, from there, one more move. So Lucas, you're now concentrating on one of these 5 that you've ended up on, correct?
Correct.
I have to decide where I think you would have gone. And I will tell you, I don't think you would have ended up on ghosts. And I'm pretty sure you would not have ended up on Bigfoot. I'm pretty confident you are in these remaining 3. Just tell me if I'm right.
You're actually not.
Interesting. Then this may not have worked on you. But for all of my other helpers who are watching, if I am still in the game with you, please say yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Then I'm going to move over to Connor. Connor, you remain on one of these, yes?
Yes.
Whichever one you're on, make another move now. I
Okay.
don't think you would have ended up on UFOs.
You're
And if
right.
you're on one of these, make another move now. Connor, I am pretty sure that you ended up on PK, psychokinesis.
I
Yes
was
or no, am
actually
I
on
correct?
astral projection.
Oh, you were on astral projection.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then maybe this didn't work as well as I thought, because I was trying to get people to go for PK. Let me see. Go back to gallery view here. And if you guessed correctly PK, give me a hands up. Okay, good. Then you're the ones I want to work with, because PK, psychokinesis, is my favorite version of a paranormal experience. I would like all of you, if you have one, and let me go back to a main camera view here, to get out your pendulum, whatever you have, hold it out in front of you. And this goes for all of you who are watching on YouTube as well. If you have one, get it out. Take your other hand, hold it underneath the object, whatever it is, and make sure that it's up in view so that everybody's camera is clearly visible. Watch that object directly over your hand. When I say go, the strangest thing is going to happen. When I say go, it is going to start to move. It's simply going to start to rock back and forth like the pendulum of a clock. So stare at it, concentrate on it, and go, and watch it start to rock back and forth, back and forth. And I can see Grace's starting to move. I can see Abby starting to move. Lucas, I can see yours moving. Nathan, I can see yours, but it will get wider as you watch it. So just watch it getting wider and wider and wider still, wider. Okay, Abby's is really moving. I see like a dinosaur just rocking back and forth. And now it's going to start to change motion. Rather than a nice straight line, it's going to move into a circle. It's going to start to open out into an oval shape. And that oval shape is going to get rounder and rounder and rounder. Watch that oval shape getting rounder and rounder and rounder. And let me go ahead and get rid of any spotlight for me, because I want people to watch Abby's while it moves as it gets rounder and rounder. Now, Abby, when I say go, it's going to start to narrow down into a nice straight line. So stare at it, watch it go, watch it start to narrow down, getting narrower and narrower and narrower until it forms a rocking back and forth, nice straight line. Excellent. Now, Abby, I'm going to remove your spotlight because you and I are going to play a very unusual game together. Abby, let's have your microphone on. And I'm going to show you a different view here.
Can I take the thing down?
Yeah, put it down now.
Cool.
Abby, what you've just experienced is the closest thing to psychokinesis I have ever been able to do. I can't move objects with my mind, but you can with yours. You had no conscious notion that you were moving this object. Am I right about this, Abby?
Yeah.
But you were. Unconscious impulses were going from your mind, as I described them, to your fingers, so tiny that you had no conscious awareness of it, but you moved it with your thoughts. Let me explain why I'm bringing that up. Do you have any idea, Abby, what these are? Yes or no?
I mean, just chalkboards, yeah.
They are not just chalkboards. These are actually school slates, and they're antiques. I bought them at an antique shop I visited about 6 or 7 years ago. If you'd been a school kid in the late 1800s, you would have drawn your ABCs on this. Now, I have labeled them number 1 and number 2. I guess I've got it upside down, but number 1 and number 2, and then number 3 and number 4. Abby, these will be in front of you through the whole game. The other thing, I have a rubber band. The rubber band is going to go around them so that we can agree, Abby, that with them rubber banded together like this, nothing gets in or out unless I were to actually pry them open.
Mhm.
Understood?
Yes.
Okay, because there is one final thing I want to show you, a piece of chalk. I am going to place this piece of chalk in between the chalkboards so that it has the ability to rock back and forth. Now, as I mentioned, it's never going to leave your view. In fact, let me give you a closer view because there's one other thing I want to show you. Little notebook I carry with me when I travel. Before COVID hit, I used to do a lot of traveling, and I used to go to some very cool places. And whenever I was in some place that I thought was particularly cool or exciting, I would write it down. And so this is a list of some of the more impressive places, at least I thought at the time, that I had a chance to visit and do shows in. Let me bring this up so that you can see. We did a show in New York. I did one in San Francisco. I had one in Chicago. That's my hometown, so maybe not that cool, but I like it. I had 2 in a row, back to back, one in Tokyo and one in Singapore. The important place is that the notebook is filled with different places, never the same place twice, and you can see that clearly for yourself. So Abby, you get to choose which city we're traveling to. I'll just thumb down and you tell me when you want me to stop.
Stop.
Okay, now I could stop or I could go on. I definitely want it to be your choice.
Go on.
Go on, okay.
Stop once more.
One more, is this good?
Yeah.
All right, so where did we end up? We ended up in Paris. But had we gone any further, you would have ended up in Orlando. I know I have hideous handwriting, but you would have ended up in Orlando. Abby, this is about psychokinesis. Here's the real reason that I brought these chalkboards with me. If you were a grown-up in the late 1800s, you would have used these chalkboards for a different person. If you were a kid, you would have drawn your ABCs on them. But if you were a grown-up, you would have used these to communicate with the spirit world. Now, I know that seems a little creepy, but here's how they would use these in a seance in the late 1800s. They would take two chalkboards, bind them together, put a piece of chalk in between, and then they would invite spirits to come and write messages on the inside of that chalkboard. I don't believe in spirits, but I did wonder if maybe it was some kind of psychokinetic manifestation of what the people at the seance wanted to see. In other words, maybe they moved that piece of chalk and wrote it with their mind. Well, you don't have to believe that's what's going to happen, but that's a good premise because I'm going to try to creep you out in a big way. Abby, look right here at my finger. You chose Paris, so imagine that piece of chalk moving and imagine it drawing the letter P. Now, imagine it drawing the letter A. And now, the letter R. And now the letter I. And now, the letter S. Can you see that clearly in your mind, Abby?
Yes, I can.
You could have gone forward. You could have ended up in Orlando. You stuck with Paris.
Mhm.
Abby, that is an excellent choice.
Thank you.
So guys, give it up for Abby. Big round of applause for Abby. And let's see, I just want to go into gallery view so that everybody can see us, because this brings us now to the big finish of this show. This is the part where I get to delve into all of your personal experiences and kind of mess with them. Rather than me choosing you ahead of time, I would like to give you the opportunity to decide which one we work with. So I am going to start with the first person who gives me a big thumbs up on the screen. Somebody do that right now. And I see Nathan nodding his head and going, oh, no way in hell do I want to work with this. All right, Thea, let's work with you. Unmute yourself. You're going to be number one for what we're about to do. In fact, let me just change my gear here. Thea, I would like you to imagine that you are on the beach in some beautiful tropical spot. So visualize, you're leaning back in that beach chair, little drink in your hand, you know, tropical with the umbrella poking. How old are you, Thea?
Right now,
Yeah.
or at the time I'm thinking?
Well, right now.
Oh, I'm 18, about to turn 19.
And the time you're thinking, how old are you?
Like 7.
Okay, well, in that case, it's a non-alcoholic tropical drink, Thea. But here's
Yeah.
the deal. You look down the beach and you see somebody walking up to you. Now, this is somebody you know from when you are 7 years old. It could be a close friend, could be your bestie, it could be somebody you knew from school, it could be an aunt, an uncle, could be anybody. But can you see this person in your mind?
Yeah,
Male or female?
female,
Female. What's the relationship of this person to you?
friend,
And what is the friend's name?
Violet.
Violet. Beautiful name. Are you still friends with Violet?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, well, you're number one. Remember the name Violet. Connor, you're number two. Connor,
Okay.
you're sitting on that beach chair. Violet is coming up from this way. You look down the beach, an animal is walking toward you. Connor, I want this to be creative. So leave out the obvious stuff here. No lions, tigers, or bears. Oh my. Go Discovery Channel, go Animal Planet, any creature in the entire animal kingdom. What animal do you see coming toward you, Connor?
I got a honey badger.
A honey badger, excellent choice. So we're on the beach with Violet and her pet honey badger. Violet is about to be ripped to shreds. I apologize for Violet for that, but Haley, let's work with you.
Hi.
So, all right, so we're on the beach and We've got Violet this way, Honey Badger this way. This could be any tropical location anywhere on the planet. Haley, where should we go?
Jamaica.
Jamaica. All right, so we're on the beach in Jamaica. We've got Violet and her pet honey badger. And finally, let's work with Grace. You decide that you and Violet should go out to lunch, but you've realized you've taken off your shoes, you've placed them in the sand at the foot of the beach chair. So you reach into your shoes and your money is tucked away there in the toe. A lot of money, or maybe only a little, somewhere between $1,000 and $10,000. $1,000 and $10,000. Grace, how much money do you have in your shoe?
$20.
$20. I gave you an option from 1 to 10,000 and you gave us $20. All right. Well, let's do a quick recap here. So we're on the beach with Violet. We have Violet's pet honey badger. We have $20 and we're in Jamaica. Why is all of this important? Well, here's why. Because before the show began, I had written down a number of guesses or predictions, which I had placed in my wallet. They have been in my wallet. They have been in front of you the entire time. I am going to spotlight this for everyone so all of you guys can see this clearly. First thing you need to know, the wallet has a zippered pocket, which I am going to open in front of you for the very first time. Second, inside that zippered pocket, there is an envelope. Third, it really is sealed. It is sort of folded. And inside that envelope is my prediction. I gave you all the opportunities to come up with whatever you wanted. And you chose to be with Violet, her pet honey badger, in Jamaica with $20 to spend. Now let me remove the spotlight and go back to gallery view. And folks, that is it for me. I want to thank all of you so much for being part of the show here. I hope that our people who've been watching on YouTube have really enjoyed this. We've had a chance to freak you out, and huge round of applause for all of my guys. I'm going to let you YouTube streamers go, and I really appreciate you being on with me. And that is it. Thank you guys.